In this lesson, I'm going to show you an incredibly simple trick I found to break out of the pentatonic boxes and play across the entire guitar neck with an amazingly simple system. I've taught over 24,000 guitar lessons since 2006, and one of the most consistent complaints I've heard from students is that they have trouble memorizing the boxes. It is incredibly common for people to get stuck in box 1 and not find their way across the entire guitar neck. They also end up sounding really scaly because boxes don't lend themselves to being that musical. This simple technique that I'm going to show you in this lesson will help you access your scales across the entire guitar neck in any location, any string, and any key. Let's jump in. Major and minor pentatonics are both frequently used in guitar-based music, but I'm going to stick with just the minor pentatonic today. It's easier to make sound awesome and will fit blues, rock, country, funk, and many other styles the easiest. A very quick little theory lesson. We are using the key of A minor in this lesson today. That means we will have the notes A, C, D, E, and G in our minor pentatonic scale. That's the 1, the flatted third, the 4, 5, and the flat 7. But don't worry, this system will easily translate to any other key you need to play in. What do all these shapes have in common? They are all based on an easy to memorize system that I call the diagonal pentatonic scale. No box is necessary. This diagonal pentatonic method requires just a couple of pieces of information to make sense. First of all, the 2-note set. This is the 2-note set. It's 2 notes, just separated by a whole step. If we are looking to play diagonal minor pentatonic, we need to find our root note. In this case, it's gonna be A today for the A minor pentatonic scale. And I'll just start here at the 5th fret of the low E string. Something important, we really need to place our ring finger on the root note. For intermediates, this is the hardest part of the system to remember. So put your ring finger on the root note, no matter what string you might be starting on. We will then play what I call a bonus note below to fill out our 2-note set. So now we have 2 notes separated by a whole step there. In this key, we're playing the notes G and A, or the flat 7 and the 1 of our scale. So this is the 2-note set, and I can play it starting on any root note across the entire guitar neck. That obviously requires a bit of fretboard knowledge, which is never a bad thing. But wait, there's more. The 3-note set. This is a set of 3 notes, each being separated by a whole step. In our A minor pentatonic scale today, we'll be playing the notes C, D, and E. That's the flatted third, the 4, and the 5 of our A minor pentatonic scale. Now, the real magic is when we combine the 2-note set and the 3-note set. And what this does is it builds what I call a 2-3 pattern, which will work across the guitar neck all over the place. Here's that 2-3 pattern. So that's 1 octave there. We have 2 notes and then 3 notes, and that equals that 2-3 pattern, which if you think about it, that's 5 notes. That's all the 5 notes that you need in order to play the pentatonic scale. Now to expand the scale, the 2-3 patterns just stack across the neck in this amazingly simple way. 2 notes on the 6th string, 3 notes on the 5th string, 2 notes on the 4th string, 3 notes on the 3rd string. The only trick is when you hit the B string, because the way the guitar is tuned, you have to shift up 1 fret towards the body of the guitar. So our next 2-note set is going to start on the 8th fret, that's 8, 10, and then we would finish out with our 3-note set on the 1st string. This 2-3 pattern can literally be started on any string and any fret. You just have to find the root note of your scale. And all you have to do is put your ring finger there to start and that bonus note a whole step below it. Then follow that 2-3 pattern across the strings. So let's check out the 2-3 pattern starting at the A on the 12th fret of the A string. So we've got our ring finger here on A. You're gonna play your bonus note a whole step below it. There's our 2-note set. The next string be 3 notes, followed by 2. And then watch out for that B string, you gotta shift up 1 fret. And then we finish that with a 2-note set on the high E string. So these 2- and 3-note sets work whether you're ascending or descending, they will always just alternate. Make sure to stay tuned to this video because at the end, I'm gonna share with you something directly from my diagonal pentatonic method that I've never seen shared on YouTube before. And it truly bridges the gap between all of these patterns. So if you're enjoying this lesson, head to soloonguitar.com and you can grab copies of these diagrams for free from my 51-page PDF called Solo on Guitar, the Improviser's Toolkit. If you didn't know, I actually offer a full course on the diagonal pentatonic method. This is the quickest way to get the scales into your guitar playing with musical exercises that actually work. It goes through how to apply these concepts to major and minor pentatonic. Plus, I share great licks, musical exercises, and of course, tons of great backing tracks, using them to show you how to make the most music out of your scales as soon as possible. So go to diagonalpentatonic.com to grab your copy today, and I'll give you a 40% coupon code. You can just use Diagonal YouTube and head over there and grab your 40% off today. So here's a quick little bonus and masterful tip that will change your guitar playing. All scale shapes will sound boring if you just play them up and down. For example, this is not classical music. You do not need to perfect your scales like that. So please don't just practice your scales straight up and down. This is a huge pitfall of intermediate guitarists. The greatest guitarists on the planet have a couple things in common. Number one, it is a great connection to the feel of rhythm. That's right, even when playing lead guitar, you need to be connected with the rhythm. The second thing that they do is they decorate scales with 5 important guitar skills. Those are slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, bends, and vibrato. These are what makes scales actually sound like music. Apply these things to a great sense of rhythm and with some great guitar tone, and you'll be sounding like a boss in no time. The secret trick that I have never seen on YouTube is this, the 3-fret shift. What's so cool about the 3-fret shift? Let me show you. What I'm doing here is whenever I want to shift up or down on a single string, instead of crossing to the next adjacent string, all I have to do is shift up or down 3 frets and start the opposite set. This keeps me in the same key and allows me to transition up or down into any of the other 2-3 patterns across the guitar neck. So for example, if I'm soloing up on like the 2-note set that lives at 15 and 17 on the high E string, and I want to work my way down that string, I can walk down from 17 to 15, then make a 3-fret shift. I land on 12, 12, 10, 8 for my 3-note set. And I could even do a 3-fret shift again and get down to the 5th and 3rd frets. That's gonna work descending like I just did or ascending as well. And then you can just jump off into any of your 2 notes or 3-note sets from there. And you hear a lot of great guitarists play in an incredibly kind of vocal way by staying on 1 string at a time. Now that you've learned the diagonal minor pentatonic scale, make sure to click this video next in order to learn 3 incredible phrasing tips that will change your soloing for the better.